Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is Saturday, May 31st. I'm not sure when I'll be able to post this, maybe not until Monday, maybe later on tonight, depends on my availability, but I wanted to jump in and play, partly because I just wanted to jump in and play, but number two, I wanted to get past this part because I really wanted to show you guys this, um, but then be able to play. So, because I couldn't play without showing you this first. And when I say this, if you saw my last video where I was confused and stuff like that, I figured out how to get these 7 days of Omega time um, through the New Eve store. I'm going to do that today, but before I do that, I wanted to go through planetary interaction as an alpha. So let's just jump in the game real quick.
Connecting.
Um, and the irony was I was planning on having to set this up, but my old character Planet Head, who I rebooted here, actually is perfectly, almost completely perfectly set up to try this out. Um, if I remember correctly, this was months ago, somebody had stated that they use the, oh, okay, sorry. So today's video, I'm going to go through planetary interaction. And then the second part of it will be just a real quick discussion on local chats and how sometimes whenever you Google something, um, it can be wrong because Google goes by third-party sites or old things um, that may not be up to date. So this is kind of why I like to do a lot of things physically first, especially when I'm returning or coming back into the game or any game, but this one in particular, because they're always updating it. So we'll get to that part second. But so today, uh, as of right now, Planet Head is still an alpha. Probably later on today, maybe even on video right now, depending on how easy it is. I'm gonna get that 7 days of um, Omega play. And the only problem, I might wait on it just because I don't have a full tilt plan of what I want to do as the Omega for those 7 days. Um, but uh, I wanted to show you the planetary interaction and the abilities that I've found so far within being an alpha. Um, and what had been told to me months ago was that while you don't have the ability to um, uh, use customs offices, you could still do some planetary interaction and actually rocket off items in a smaller value or a smaller amount um, when you were in an alpha. And one guy said what he does is he just waits until you get the free days of Omega or the really low cost Omega to then get a bunch of that stuff off. I checked it out and I don't think that is correct. Now, if as I'm doing this, um, I do something wrong, you guys let me know. Um, but okay, so I'm in Stackman, coming over into planetary interaction, um, and I went into industry. It's been a long while since I've done this, and went into the planetary industry, and I realized I still have 3 planets that were originally set up with um, the planetary interaction. They had stopped running. This had to have been well over a year longer since I started them up, um, but they were still sitting on the planet. I have no idea how these are set up or what they're making or that sort of thing other than what's shown here. But as I was doing it, I realized that. So the first part being, right now I'm in Stackman. The other real bonus for this character, which really worked out for me, was these 3 planets that are done are in the system of a mode, which is actually only 2 jumps away in a low-sec system. I did fly out there earlier today to try a few little things out, and I noticed a couple little updates that I liked that when I used to do planetary interaction back in the day, these are nice little updates that maybe I missed before or they just weren't there. So that there's still a lot more learning that I have to do with the planet interaction. Um, but this is a few things that I did learn today. Number one, as you can see here, two of these planets aren't creating anything. One of them is. The reason being, all three of them couldn't, but I was actually able to go into the planetary, the planet itself, and restart the extractors. So that is one thing that you can do as an alpha. So if I pull up the system here, came in here, and go down here, and I started the extraction. So it allowed me to do that as an alpha. Okay, um, so that is one nice bonus. Um, the things that I did notice too, we're going to fly out there real quick because it is 2 systems away. It is in local, um, but I wanted to show you physically what you can't do. Now, what I would also like to do, and I actually haven't messed around with this yet, is I want to see, let's get out of this one, and we're going to go into this station here that I have not messed around with. So I'll show you on one of these here. I'll show you where I can go into the extractor. I can just start the extracting. Okay. It says, woo, it's going to extract. And that is up and running. Did I choose anything? Oh no, it's saying submit. Now the question is, let's cancel that. Hold on. It has been a long time since I did planet interaction. What was I extracting with this? I was extracting aqueous liquids. So where are the aqueous liquids on this planet? Does it not show? Brain is not functioning right now. Oh, whoops. Okay, so I have to have the remote sensing skill to see what's there. Now, let's go into the skills. I am sorry, this has been a while. Remote sensing. Oops, that's not skills. I always do that. Career. There it is. Then planetary. It's actually good for me to do this before I go Omega, so I can figure out a few things beforehand. So now remote sensing. Oh, okay. So it's saying that makes sense to me. I have 3 levels of it, but I'm alpha, so I can't do the remote sensing right now because I'm too far away. Now, does that mean if I'm in system, I can remote sense and see what's there? Let's check it out. Let's go set the destination there. There we go. Got to be a little bit careful here. I am going to be going into low sec, which is where the second part of the video goes into, and how I got a little discombobulated by Google earlier and my own setup. We'll get on over there. Oh shoot, I forgot to drop off my ore. Okay. Hey, you guys, remind me to drop off my ore before I try to go mine some more. Now, what would be even better is if I actually get blown up flying out here. It's only into one system of low sec. Let's go ahead and pull up the map here. Amon is up here. So now I'm in Slays here. Let's I just want to make sure there aren't a lot of deaths out here. Ah, screw it. Let's take a chance. Jump through that Stargate.
Warp drive active.
Now I'm doing something really dumb right now. I'm flying straight through a Stargate between a high sec and a low sec system. Somebody could be sitting on the opposite side of this gate with a gate camp blowing things up. This isn't a highly trafficked area, so this would be a low, or at least it used to not be a highly trafficked, so that the chances of there being a large gate camp are very slim. But you never know if there's just one guy sitting out there. Yeah, screw it. It's a venture. I don't care. We'll lose 1,000,000 ISK worth of ore, and good. We got nobody on there. That's another great part. All my save locations are still here, so I set up some save spots in here.
Warp
So I'm just going
drive
to warp to this
active.
real quick. Let's get our local up, make sure we got nobody in. Okay, so we're good there. Oh, just so I have local up here for you guys so you can see it. If anybody pops in, you can scream and yell at me. You can't, this is a recording, but still. Okay. Now, remember it said I couldn't remote sense on that planet earlier? Let's see if I can sense it while I'm in system. How about that? So, industry, planetary industry, and must have remote sensing to survey planet resources. Okay. So it's saying, since I don't have a mega, I can't remote sense no matter what. So that's another thing there is you can't move as an alpha. You wouldn't be able to know how much you're going to be producing through your extractions. But you can start up your extractor. So right now this says we don't know what you're trying to do here. And I'm going to say, well, go ahead and extract it anyway. Submit that. Now, is it going to tell me how much is going to be extracted? See, and now it is actually extracting. I just have no way of planning that extraction. So really, really hard to do any type of planetary interaction when you're doing this sort of thing. Okay, last but not least, and this is the only scary part, I got somebody in local. So let's go ahead and get moving here. I'm going to align to that gate, and let's do a D-scan. Just want to do some D-scans here. Make sure I don't have any combat probes looking for me. It's been a while since I've been low six, so I'm way out of practice on this. And I'm going to come over here on the side monitor, pull up Z Killboard. Oh, they left. Okay. Cool. That's the only kind of iffy part with your planetary interaction is it pulls up the planet itself, so you can't see everything that's going on. Okay. So we started this one up, right? Yep. Okay. So this is extracting. It's going to do whatever it was set up to do originally. Now the question is, with this one here, I don't think I would want to move these, but I can still move my extractors around, but I can't see where to move them to because I can't do the remote sensing, so that doesn't do me a lot of good. But I can start the extraction there. Why not? Doesn't hurt anything. So it's going to extract, and it's going to do whatever was set up. I want to get out of here real quick just to make sure I got my local up. So it's going to actually do the extracting and do whatever is set up for that planet to do. Looks like it's a very limited planetary interaction that's going on there. I don't think my skills were very high with this character, just enough to get it up and running. The question is, can you get the stuff off planet? And my answer to that is I'm 99% sure as no, because I did try this earlier. There's two ways you can normally get items off a planet. You send it up to the customs office, which charges you a percentage by the corporation that owns that customs office, or you can shoot small amounts of items into space. Got another guy in here. Let's go ahead and get our D-scan up and running. And with that, you can go and you can get them off, and it is a set tax that's on it. So that can be helpful in the future if somebody does raise the prices on you and you're just trying to get your stuff off there in a slow, normal way. I think it's like 7.5%. I'd have to look that up, whereas these current planets do 10%. If I remember correctly, if you're paying more than 10%, it's very hard to actually make money off of planetary interaction, especially if you're moving stuff from one planet to another. The best thing that you can possibly do is actually own the planets and the customs offices that you have, but then you might piss some people off. So, that said, oh, see, there we go, combat probes. Nice. Okay, location, sun safe, warp to 100. There we go. Yep,
Warp drive active.
he's trying to find me. Okay, which is kind of cool. I'm glad you guys saw that. That's where you always want to be a little bit safe there. Um, which means my time here's, yep, see, now I'm flying away. I just set up another safe spot. Now, planet 100.
Warp drive active.
All I'm doing right now, let's go ahead and get these planets off here, is flying into different areas. There we go. So he's got his combat probes and he's looking for me. So all I'm doing right now is flying from point A to point B, warping, and then dropping safe spots
Active.
in different areas. As I'm flying from point A to point B. My only goal right now, since I don't have a cloak being an alpha, is to either just frustrate him enough that he can't find me, or I'll just have to leave at some point. But I do want to finish off this planetary interaction. I only have a little bit more to go to as far as what I want to show you guys. If not, I'll just tell you what I found out. So, asteroid belt, let's go planets. Let's go number 5, warp within 100.
Warp drive active.
And three. There we go. Okay, now I've set up my spots here. Um, I'm going to warp back
active.
to this safe spot. I've got my range out here. I'm going to bump it up to 10. There they are. There's the sisters probes. So let's bump it down to 5. Bump it down to 1. Whoa, that's not good. Okay, so got it at 1. Now I'm at this spot here now. Let's bump this up to 5 again. So he's got these out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to align to the slaves. Here's what I'm going to really shoot for. This is to try to get away. I want to see his sister probes start coming in to within the 1.0 range. I've got myself aligned to the slave's gate. I want to see if he's still using them. I want his probes, all 8 of them, to show up on the screen. Once they do, he may try to warp to me. When I see the 8, I'm going to warp for the gate. Okay, now we got a third guy in here. Cool. Why they're chasing down, this is probably just practice for them. If they're both from the same spot. Let's see here. We've got Anime Devil, Van Hager, and violence is the answer. Now my other option is just to log off. Okay, so the second guy left. This guy looks like he is just sitting out there somewhere. Don't see any more combat probes. So he may have figured out that I kind of know what I'm doing, even though I'm dumb. Now I need to figure out if anybody is on that Slays gate. So, it being low sec, I do know that he can't put up any bubbles. So I'm going to warp to 100 off the
Warp
gate.
drive active.
Oh, he left. Cool. I might have left him a couple seconds ago. We're going to go back to our third save spot within 100. There we go.
Warp
So I was
drive
about to just
active.
leave and go back to high sec, but he's left. So that is one way that as a alpha player you can frustrate people, is just using save spots. Just start flying from point A to point B, drop a save spot in between, warp back to that. Just keep warping around a system until they just get a little bit frustrated. Also, don't fly anything expensive. Okay, so this is why I'm going to have to just do this really quickly, because somebody else might come in and come looking for me too. So I've got myself pointed in one direction. Let's go ahead and align ourselves to the gate. Now, let's go back into the planetary interaction. Industry, still nobody there, so we go planetary interaction. I'm going to go back to the planet here. Now, number one, normally, if I wanted to, I could, I have my launch pad right here. So what I could do is, this is the orbital customs office here, okay? I could normally move, and I'm just going to try to move like 5 waters over to this, okay? It's going to cost me 200 ISK. Transfer. You must upgrade to Clone State Omega to launch this product into orbit from your planetary facility. So can't do that. The second one being, can I, from the launch pad, shoot, okay, just got a little bit paranoid. So I think I might have messed up before. Can I just launch it into space? Because that used to be an option. Oh, shoot, I should have looked this up. I thought I had it down, but I think I accidentally did the same thing for both. Still okay there. Let's go back to the planet. And some gas launch pad. Build. Storage. There used to be a way you could just launch it into space. You can't move it to the customs office. I've already got the stuff here. Is it in my... There it is. Oh, okay, so I don't know if I can create link. Okay. So, still clear. Sorry, so to launch it, I have to launch it from the command center. To do it from the command center, I've got to shut one of these down, because I'm doing too much. So we're going to stop this extraction, then get rid of that and that, and start the extraction, only because I just want to create this link. Submit, create link, to the command center, linked. So I might have been completely wrong my initial assessment. Still okay out here. Okay. I'm going to move some water here to the command center. Just going to move a little bit. Um, let's say, let's move 5 coolant. Nope, that's not what I wanted. See, I'm all paranoid that I'm going to die here, so it's not allowing me to think straight. How much time we got into this? 25 minutes? Okay. So, storehouse is empty, so I need to get these items in here to there. I know there was a way to do this. Expedited transfer, that's what it was. And transfer destination, we're just going to move 5 over. So shift, hold this down. Let's go 5. Okay. Execute transfer. We've got 5 water in there now. Okay. Anybody in system? No. It's very, very important. Very important. Now, I've got 5 in here. Now, this only holds only 500 M3s. That's why I say you can only launch so much of it. Can I launch this 5, add it to the payload, and launch? No, you can't. Okay, so you can't even launch through the command center unless you're Omega. Good to know. Glad I ran through all that. Now you guys don't have to. Um, so let's get out of here. I'm sick of being paranoid.
Warp
It's
drive active.
paranoia goes out. Cloak is the fix for paranoia. Okay, so the other thing. Sorry that took so long, but it was kind of fun. Got to dodge some death. Should be able to jump through here. I don't see anybody in local. Now, the other thing that I ran into earlier was when I first came out to test this, when I wasn't recording, my chat channel didn't pop up. And I thought it was actually a glitch with Eve. It just didn't pull up for that time. But I didn't notice it until I went into local or into low sec, because one of the first things you do in low sec is check your local to see if anybody's there, especially any hostiles. Um, and my whole chat window wasn't there, and I couldn't get up and running. What it was an actual glitch with Eve. It just hadn't loaded up the chat channel. I later on I um, unloaded Eve or disconnected from Eve and then reconnected, and my chat window came up. And that's happened to me before. We got a little bad guy here going through some automotive. That's pretty fucking cool. Sorry, pretty funny name. So I'm going to go ahead and warp to a spot that has a tether. Why?
Warp
Because I
drive
can.
active.
But in the meantime, while I was looking that up, I'll just show you guys here. I actually looked up, does local chat show up in low second? It actually came, AI Google came up with Eve Online, in Eve Online, low six systems and null six security systems do not have the same local chat functionality as high six systems. Players don't appear in local chat until they speak, and the aggressive actions don't impact Concord monitors in low six security systems. This is actually wrong. This comes back, and they're pulling this AI is pulling this information from some old chats that are out there, or some old web pages. There was a time when this was true for a short period of time, and this was to uh, try to help with fighting bots, if I remember correctly. This was a couple of years ago. Maybe they brought it back here or there, um, but just don't. What I would say is try not to completely rely on some of the questions you have, even the third-party pages that you find, because they may be out of date. You can read them and you can learn some stuff, but always try to check what you got have because as you just saw, I saw a guy show up in local before he did anything or said anything in the chat channel, and he actually tried to hunt me down. Almost perfect timing for that, for me to do this video with. So this is kind of funny here. So always double check things, even if you read something or somebody tells you something. Um, so that's kind of two pieces of information that has changed. Because I'm pretty sure you could actually um, send items up as an alpha through your command center before, but it looks like they've shut that ability down. So you really just have to have a mega status to keep to use planetary interaction. The only thing that you could probably do with low sec or with not low sec with alpha status is to keep your systems running and keep them going. Now that could be helpful if you were able to set up a really intricate system or really a basic system with large storage base. You just turn your things on or off. Let's say you've got 5 accounts. If you set and 4 of them are for planetary interaction, you could set those 4 up, give them 1 month of Omega, have them run for like 3 or 4 months, and then once every 3 or 4 months, have them run as an alpha where you're just restarting. You're not going to get um, the most out of you planetary action that you could, but you would get some, and it wouldn't cost you any money. And then once every so often, boot up Omega, and extract all that, get all that stuff off planet, and then go ahead and start them up again. So that is one option. But that's it. That's all I got. This will actually allow me to move forward with getting Omega probably later on today or tomorrow, so I can mess around a little bit there. So hopefully by the time I start making a video on Monday, I got to work tomorrow and Monday night, Tuesday, I'll be able to play it a little bit more with Omega and see what I want to do. I know I've got a couple of interceptors over at the other station, so maybe I'll mess around a little bit with that. I'll only have 7 days, but I will during that time also look to see whether or not I want to keep it going, and if there's any packs or anything like that that I want to do. So, other than that, that's all I've got for today. Hey, you guys have a great weekend or rest of the weekend. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly hard like you want. I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye bye.